What you're about to hear is the raw, unfiltered version of events, the kind that rarely makes it into mainstream coverage. This isn't a polished highlight reel or a feel-good storyline. This is about what many believe to be one of the most coordinated and controversial situations ever seen in professional women's basketball. Mainstream sports outlets would have you believe that the FIBA World Cup qualifiers were a perfect showcase of unity. Team USA dominating, veterans and young stars working together, everything falling into place. A clean, inspiring story. But once you look beyond that surface-level narrative, a much more complicated reality begins to appear. Underneath the branding and the headlines, there were deeper forces at play, decisions that didn't feel accidental, and patterns that raised serious questions. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It became about influence, endorsements, global exposure, and the pressure of a changing system. And right in the middle of all of it was Caitlin Clark. She didn't just perform, she broke expectations, walked away with MVP honors, and reshaped the conversation entirely, all while operating in a system that, at times, didn't seem built to highlight her strengths. Because what happened during that tournament didn't look like normal experimentation. It felt deliberate. Rotations, positioning, usage, everything suggested a controlled approach that limited her natural impact. When you have a player who can dictate the flow of a game every time she touches the ball, and you choose to reduce that influence, it raises eyebrows. That's not just strategy, it sends a message. Instead of running the offense, she was moved around, placed in unfamiliar roles, and distanced from the responsibilities that define her game. It wasn't maximizing her, it was minimizing her. And to many watching, that didn't feel like coincidence.
Reigning champions, all this and only started one game. Oh, the coaching. My God, they look like a bunch of clowns. Taking the U.S. to a 5-0 sweep.
She was treated less like a centerpiece and more like a supporting piece. Kept on a tight leash, restricted in ways that didn't match her ability. And the reason seemed obvious. If she had full control, everything might change. The pace, the structure, even the effectiveness of long-standing systems could be exposed. And that's where the tension really started. But here's where things flipped. Even under those limitations, even in a system that didn't fully embrace her strengths, she still found a way to take over. Because talent like that doesn't disappear, it adapts. The international decision-makers weren't influenced by internal narratives. They looked at performance, at production, at real impact. And what they saw couldn't be ignored. She didn't just manage the situation, she elevated it. Her efficiency stood out. Her shooting was sharp. And despite playing out of position for large stretches, she still controlled the tempo and created opportunities at an elite level, leading in assists while not even playing her natural role. That alone told the story. Opposing teams struggled to adjust. Coaches were left searching for answers. And what was meant to be controlled quickly turned into something else entirely.
First time since being the MVP at the FIBA U19 Women's Basketball World Cup in 2021. She posted the best efficiency at 14.6, second best scorer with 11.6.
She was delivering passes that didn't even look possible, threading the ball through gaps that barely existed, setting up teammates in ways that most players can't even visualize. And yet, not all of it showed up in the stats. Open looks were missed. Easy finishes didn't always convert. But anyone watching closely could see the truth. Her impact went far beyond the numbers. This wasn't just a standout performance. It felt like a response, a statement, proof that even when limited, her influence couldn't be contained. And when the on-court control didn't work, the focus shifted elsewhere. The conversation moved online. Narratives started forming. Debates intensified. And suddenly, it wasn't just about what happened in the game. It was about how it was being perceived. Supporters of other players pushed hard. Discussions became louder. And for a moment, it seemed like the spotlight was being redirected.
That's how all of a sudden she just miraculously got like 600,000 views on that MVP voting. That sham MVP voting that got hijacked by a bunch of bots. I literally saw somebody.
But here's the reality. Performance always finds its way to the surface. No matter how much noise surrounds it, the truth eventually stands out. And in this case, the final decision came down to results. The governing body didn't follow the online chaos. They focused on what actually happened on the court, and the outcome was clear. Caitlin Clark was named MVP. Just like that, everything shifted. The attempts to control the narrative didn't matter anymore. The performance spoke louder than anything else. And that moment changed the entire conversation, because it showed that this wasn't just hype, it was real dominance. The reaction was immediate. Shock, debate, adjustment. People who doubted had to reconsider. The conversation moved in a new direction, and the resistance that once seemed strong started to fade.
I'm going to support the player. They are so mad about Caitlin Clark, and now the season's back. And guys, unfortunately, I do think Caitlin Clark's they're going to go after her again all year long. And the league won't do nothing about it.
But this story doesn't end there. In fact, it feels like it's only beginning, because the tension hasn't disappeared, it's building. As the next phase approaches, expectations are rising. The spotlight is getting brighter. And with that comes more pressure, more challenges, and more attention. Some believe she'll face tougher defense, more physical play, and increased scrutiny from every angle. Others believe this is exactly the kind of environment where players like her thrive. And here's the key point. Every challenge thrown her way, every attempt to slow her down, it doesn't reduce her impact. It highlights it, because the more resistance there is, the more obvious her importance becomes. Sponsors see it, broadcasters see it, fans definitely see it. The only question now is how long the system can resist something that is already reshaping the sport in real time. One thing is certain, this isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning.